Afternoon. Just doing because of the connectivity issues last week, I just thought I'd do a short test, see how the connectivity was. And I need to give this tank a bit of a clean, so I'll do that while I'm on. So I'm more interested in the connectivity more than anything. And as always, I can never find my blooming cleaning equipment because I usually hide it behind stuff. I'll be there in a second. Bear with me. Where have I blooming put that? I might have put it in. Trying to find a cleaner. I found it right next to where I needed it. So this is my. I've got a couple of plans actually, but this is my neglected green jade tank, and I never really do much with it, and I think it's because it's up the corner and sort of out the way. So I've got some plans to remedy that and make space up here that I haven't really shared with anyone yet, but I'll tell you actually. So plans are that isopod showcase there, I'm going to, I think, make that top shelf wider, there's nothing in that, or the bottom one wider, and actually move that isopod tub over there. And then that small 20 litre, I think I'm going to clear. Oh, where's this going? I think I'm going to clear that bottom shelf and put the 20 in there, just the 20, nothing else. And I might move the greens into this tank and move the blues, or the what are they called? I can't think what they're called. They're a blue jelly. Move the blue jellies down to there, into their tank. So I'm thinking that's the plan. But the purpose of the stream wasn't really to do anything. It was literally to just it does zoom. It was literally to just give you, just to see how my let's turn the lights off in here, and then maybe you'll see that a bit better. To test my internet after last week's disastrous shrimping around. Oh, it's still not going to do any better. It's I think it's because I've got the blinds open on the window, but I'll do a bit of a zoom in once I've cleaned it. Bear with me. I might need to get my hands in. I could probably do a water change on it as well. But the greens are doing okay. The jade's doing okay. They're just not very. Can't really see them on this dark substrate. We can, but just not really well. Let's see if we can get you a better picture of these. Is my camera dirty? Because I'm not seeing that reflection at all. Or is it the angle? Not sure. But those are my green jades. They're quite a dark green jade, and they probably need to come out of that tank anyway. Hi, Roy. I'm good. Yeah, you? Yeah. Question. Evening. Afternoon here. Is it okay that you ate a steam locomotive, whatever floats your boat? just at work. Live streaming at work. I'm just at work. I need to get my hands in this tank, but I have to take some water out before I do, otherwise it floods because it's so small. But let's just flip this round. I might pull the blind down, and you'll get a better. Sorry, it'll go dark for a second. If I pull that blind down, so I've got plants on the windowsill. If I pull that blind down, take my watch off, spin that round, and then zoom in a bit. There you go. Get some tissue ready, and get in here with the sponge, and just keep an eye on the top water level, because it does come up when I put my big fat hands in it. I might need to get the scraper down there. In fact, I know I'm going to need to get the scraper down there. But it just gets so neglected on here, I think, because it's not on the racks. You sort of do a load of work on the racks, and then you just forget about this tank. I need to try and work out where my scraper is. Oh, definitely. I was just listening to something on the news where the chain store next, the women that work in the shop have taken a court action, and the court action is because the warehouse guys, which are mostly men, get paid more than the mostly women that work in the store, and they're on about the judgment's been awarded by the court. So female shop workers, if they're paid less than their male warehouse counterparts, could be in for a bit of dough. The difference, my missus has worked for Morrison's for 19 years, so it'll be an interesting watch, and we'll have to see where that comes and where that goes. But I've got a scraper somewhere, and I just can't blooming find it. It's doing my head in. Where's my scraper? Where's my scraper? Where's my scraper? Is it in there? No. Is it down there? No. Is it in here? No. Give me a second. I'm just trying to find my I might open a new one, but in fact, I'm going to open a new. Am I going to open a new one? Yeah, bugger it. I'm going to open a new one because I've been wanting to open one of these long ones for ages, and I'll just replace it because they're not cheap. If I can get it open. So wicked scrapers, these guys. They're sea chem, and I'm sure I've showed it before. But there's a blade on one side, but you can actually take the blade out, flip it round, and there's like a hard sponge pad on the other side, which I use for sort of close to what do you call it? The silicone. But they are really, really, really good scrapers, and I think it's that type of thing where you sort of buy a cheap scraper and it does the job, but these are sort of Rolls Royce scrapers. I do need to water change this actually. I mean, that's made a huge difference in just literally a couple of seconds, and there's a bit of there's a lip on it, so you can actually, I'm actually going down by there. As long as you keep it straight, you don't catch the silicone. And then what I'll do, let's take these out a second. Let me quickly get this side done. So I did this as a corner tank, but I've actually been looking at something to do in this corner, which isn't shrimp. So you'll have to keep an eye out for that. And I've measured up if I clear this corner, what can I do in that corner? And what I was thinking works. So this this stream was literally going to be sort of a 10-minute test, just to make sure that the stream wasn't sort of locking up and stuff. And then what I'll do is I'll flip that blade round, so I've got the sponge pad, and with the sponge pad in place I'll go right into the corners. Let's move my lights again so you guys can see this. So with my sponge pad in place, I'm going to go right into the corners, and just that by angling it down a little bit, you sort of get right into the corners. And it does actually polish the, you know, if you want to go over the glass, it does polish the glass as well. So that's some of my profits gone anyway. But cracking scrapers, and we'll let that settle for a minute, and then I'll give you guys a bit of well, you can probably see it pretty well. Let's have a look at some comments. Hiya Jeff K. Hiya Joy of Fish Keeping. Yeah, I've got a full stock of Qual Drop. Yeah, I've got my full sleeve tattoo. Well, say full sleeve, it's so that's the inside of the forearm, and then this is a cover up, but it's, I don't know if you guys can see that, it's an octopus, and then the top, in fact let's show it you this way because it's probably easier. So yeah, that's an octopus that goes into a bit of a cover up that was quite dark, and then the top of the sleeve is sharks and turtles, so hammerheads there, and then in the in this section that's the front of a hammerhead, but I do want to get this bit covered, as well, my bingo wing. And I don't think I'll go for the inside, but I do want to sort of come, I want to finish there and come all the way up here. But I don't get them done in the UK. I've never found anyone that that's for this arm. So I've got some childish tattoos here from when I was about 15, 16, but I can't have nothing done because I'm trying to get rid of a cyst here. And until that's fully healed, I can't get them done, but I've got plans for this arm as well. Let's spin this round again and give you guys a better look at these. Give you guys a better look at these green jades. I have zoomed in hard for a reason, because I want you to see the grade, although it's not that right off. Although the zoom's not fantastic on this, it doesn't look too good zoom. That's better. So there's a lot of particles. I do need to water change it. There's a lot of particles floating around at the minute, but say the plans are, I think I'm going to move them. Put the clip in. So, but yeah, the plans are that I'm going to move those guys. We'll give them a feed actually while we're here. What we got? So these are aquadip algae wafers, but and it says on the back they're aquadip, but I don't like the aquadip label, so at no extra cost you can choose a design and put your own logo in, which I've done. I don't normally feed algae wafers, but I just wanted you guys to see the reaction. So I've literally just broke a corner off an algae wafer. Give them a few minutes and they'll find that. But I started with, I think there was 10, 12 in here. And typically they're not going to get on it now that I've shown it. There's one. No, not interested. So they may be a bit freaked out by the amount of particles in the surface. But I want to move them. I do want to move them. So let's, can I carry that? Let's just prove a point with these algae wafers, because them guys just don't want to get on it at all. But these will. Here they come. It wasn't really a feed day today. And I got some special stuff up here. That have had, there are a few babies in here. So that's a mama. That's a mama. And then somewhere in here, over the back, here's Papa. So these are my breeding projects that are going to be moved in the next few days. The reason there's babies in there is because both of the females are buried, and I didn't want to put the females, I didn't want to select the females after they'd had the babies. Because they'd have got nailed in the other tank. So I made sure they were in here. It's only a little, what's that, 2 litre, 1 litre, 2 litre. Little hang on. Hagen, I think those are. But this is the that bit of algae wafer. The particles coming up off that. But the nice thing about the particles are, those particles will go elsewhere in the tank, and it gives all the juveniles something to get hold of. And then I'm plagued in this tank by barnacles. So I get loads of barnacles, but I've got a little secret weapon, and it's an old soil spade with two ends on it, and I literally just crush them and then let the shrimp eat them. So every time I see one, it just gets crushed and the shrimp will eat that. This is a very prolific tank as well. So I've got, as you can probably tell by the babies on the walls, not so much on that wall because it's covered in limpets, but there's millions of babies in there. And so I've got three tanks that are prolific. So that one is this one down here. So that tank has about 100 galaxies in that was started from 4 selected shrimp. That tank was started with 7 more white dominant higher grade fancy tigers, so that's doing really well. These are low grade fancy tigers. So these, we're going to be doing an auction soon, guys, between the US, Australia and the UK. So we'll all get a section. So the UK will have a section for UK people, the US will have a section for US people, and the Australians similar. But I am going to be selling some shrimp in that, so I'm going to be doing a few lots. These are quite prolific as well, so these are my higher grade fancy tigers. So I'm probably going to be doing, let's see if we can find one, because these are really good quality. I've got a lot of homework in here, so they do hide, but I've got some really high grade fire red cherry shrimp. So those will probably, there'll probably be a lot of those up. I'm ordering in some plants to do in that auction, and I'm probably gonna do maybe a lot of the lower grade fancy tigers. I might do a mixed tank one, so I might do some of my mixed caradinas and possibly some bloodshots, some of these guys. So these are caradinas. I'll breed like mad. Oh, and we've got a stranger in there. How have you got in there? Must be come through from your genetics. So yeah, there'll be a couple of lots. Plants mainly for me. It'll be plant shrimp and maybe some dry goods, botanicals, stuff like that. Love these guys. So they're so more active than my others. I was even tempted to get another couple for in here, but this one's holding good humidity, really good humidity. Oh, there's one. Popped out to say hello. So you don't usually see them. Feeding time maybe. I know where they hide, so there's one further back on the log. If you can just make him out in the top right. This one just wants to eat anything that moves. And then this one keeps going in the breeding hut. So hopefully we'll have something go off. But so put you back on these guys. So they have picked up. It's the zoom on this. I don't know why it just goes a bit out of focus when I go so far. Ah, is it on? I know why. Because I need to move the phone up. It's catching the. There we go. The zoom lens was catching the gimbal. That's better. Give you a better look at the quality of these guys. Hi Craig. Sorry, I've missed loads of chat here, guys. I do keep fish. I do keep fish. I've got a scape in the house, an Iwagumi scape that I did a video on, and I've got another tank in the living room that I absolutely loathe. So my tanks are, so first rack, we've got frogs on the top. Then we've got red galaxies, bloodshot caridina. Bottom tank there is, I've selected some bronze back galaxies to do an experiment on. Lost 3 of them for a stupid mistake. So that everything in that tank, and there's over 100 shrimp in there. Everything in that tank came from 4 adults. Similar thing with here, but I went for more white dominant fancy tigers, so more white in them than red. Second rack over, then we've got blue jellies. So there's a video to come out on this build. In here I've got a couple of guppies, but mainly snails, Amano shrimp and fire red cherry shrimp. Down here we've got lower grade fancy tigers, so great for a starter, and they're cheap. Pure white line in that tank. Then up here, so I'm in the process of putting some plants all over the place, but this top rack is going to be a breeding selection rack. So at the moment I've got some really nice deep blue bolts, and I've literally just got a few in there. It's a little starter breeding colony. This tank is in cycle, but it is ready. So that's for those 3. So those are going to go in there, and Rob's sending me some boa, so the boa will go in there as well. Next to that, we've got some guppies, just 3 males in here at the moment, and these are my dragon bloods. But I've had a really bad problem with seed shrimp in here, hence the guppies. They'll eventually come out into more suitable parameters. This one's cycling, but I think I'm going to fully strip it and start again, because I've had a few problems with blue, green and purple algae, which I've never had. And the irony is this was set up at the same time, well, a week earlier than this tank, and this tank cycled and this one hasn't. So I'm going to start again with that, I think. This tank down here is cycling, so the plan is to move the bloodshot, the dragon bloods down here, and then and then this will be reset for a breeding project. These are my orange-eyed blue tigers. So those came out of that tank, but they're not doing so well in this tank, so I might need to have a think about that. These are my higher grade galaxies, red fancy tigers. These guys are orange eye red devils. So there's not many in here. There's a few. They're really nice. So once these get going, I want to concentrate on the darker variety. This is probably going to get reset. So this is my old blue bolt tank. This is my mixed tank, or my coal tank, some people call it. This is an experiment with different tiger species. So orange-eyed blue. There's a couple of tangerine tigers. There's some wild tigers. There's some wild red tigers in there. And then finally, this tank here has got in, see if we can find some. So these are German spotted head pintos. So in total, I've got 12, 6. I've got 22 tanks here. I've got the one that we were looking at earlier. So that one over there. We've got the 2 frog tanks. So frog terrarium 1 and 2. We've got 4 jumping spiders. See if anyone's about. Can't. Oh, there's one. Is that one or is that a dead fly? Can't work it out. So 4 jumping spiders, but the plan is to move this this mini terrarium. Put the lights on that. So the plans are to move this mini terrarium with my Ember Bee isopods up onto that spider rack with those, and then I've got a plan for here. So I'm tempted to move my 20-gallon out the house into there, so it's a scaper tank. But I might put something else there, so you'll have to wait and see. And then here we've got all our, what we got, 3, 6, 24, 12, 24, 37 isopod tubs, actually 38, one here as well. So 38 different species of isopod as well. And obviously the frogs and whatever else I do. Let me my turner isn't turning. So just starting to let's turn that. Just starting, well, I've just literally launched the isopod website. So that's called podpets.co.uk, and mainly isopods. There are a few dry goods on there. So there's pod soil, there's a starter kit that I'm going to sell, which is sort of everything you need, tub and everything else you need, bit of cork, soil, sphagnum moss, foods, stuff like that. And then a couple of dry, so I sell soil, sell sphagnum moss, cuttlefish bone, stuff like that for the isopods. So that's live, but it's still a work in progress. I'm still trying to put loads of information onto the website. And I've got the Iwagumi in the kitchen diner, and then I've got a dual 180 in the house. So the dual 180 is, I've done a video on maintaining that, and it's seriously over filtered. So it's got the dual internal, and it's got an Oazi Biomaster Thermo 600 on that tank as well. And I have to clean it weekly or fortnightly at very least, because my wife overfeeds the shite out of it, and you just can't talk to her. She's not interested. She, you know, we've got 2 pugs that she thinks can eat 6 pounds of meat a day. They're massive. That's why I'm fat, but I'm dieting. But she's a feeder, and so I've done a load of footage, and the footage was going to be called the most hated aquarium in the house, because I loathe it, and it pains me to have to do maintenance on it, but I have to do maintenance on it. And I might have put a couple of pictures up. I've got some kissing gouramis that are literally the size of my hand. I've had them for about 9-10 years. They've been going forever. And there's muck guppies and bits and pieces in there. But I could, if she didn't feed that tank, I could turn that tank into an actually absolutely beautiful black water or something like that. Not overfed, maybe get some, I mean, it's tall enough to have Altum Angels in there, but don't know. It's never going to happen as long as she can feed them, unless I can lock the lid or something. But I deleted the footage, so one of my videos was going to be the most hated aquarium in the house. It's still going to be one of my videos, but I'm going to have to shoot it all again. So it was all time-lapse stuff and sort of going through how crappy it was and stuff like that. But cool. Hi Keith. I say this was 35 minutes. This was literally going to be a 10-minute stream, and it was solely intended to test my connectivity, because when we did shrimping around last Wednesday, it kept disconnecting me, couldn't reconnect it, just weren't having any of it. So I've rebooted all the routers. I'm going to hardwire a router into here, I think, eventually, but at the moment we've got I'll show it you. at the moment we've got, so if you can see the socket, I don't know if you can make that out there. So that socket there is a Wi-Fi extender. So the little blue light thing is a Wi-Fi extender, and I've reset all that. But come on, zoom out. There you go. That on air sign was from it's a Temu one, and I've got one in the door at the side. So anyone tries to come in from the house, they know that I'm on air. And this one is a spare. They sent me one. It was cracked in half actually, and then they sent me another one. So that's it. That's it. It was I think it was about a tenner, something like that. But they sent me one. It came broke in half. They sent me another one, and I re-glued the original one. It's not great, but it works, and I've got it hanging in the sort of walkway between the room and the garage. That's right. So cool. I'm going to get off there, guys. Oh, I know that Pleco food's brilliant. I've run out. I've literally, somebody ordered a 250 pot. My stock was wrong. I've had to send him 3 100s, but I have ordered some. So because I'm having my own labels, they take a couple of weeks. So my delivery will be due in a week Friday. But I'm going to order some plants Monday as well. So if anyone's after any aquadit plants, that will come a week Friday, just drop me a message if you're on. So there's 2 ways you can contact me. You can either join our Facebook group, Shrimp Fanatics UK, GBee Shrimp, it's called. I've got a page, a GBee Shrimp page on Facebook. I've got at GBee Shrimp on Insta. You can drop a comment in any of our videos. But probably the easiest way is if you email info@gbeeshrimp.co.uk. So that's the I'll pay for an additional mailbox, which is so I've got 2 GBee Shrimp ones, but the main one I use is info@gbeeshrimp.co.uk. So yeah, they don't foul the water at all. So I break them up into 3. Sometimes I feed the shrimp them because they've got a protein base. Tamworth, Staffordshire. Tamworth staff. So if, I mean, you can buy off the website and arrange a collection. If you put a local collection, I'll message you. I'll email you to. Oh, that's not far at all. 25 minutes. Well, depends on the M5, and if the never-ending roadworks are never-ending. But yeah, Tamworth, we're not far. If you want to buy off us and collect, you're welcome to. Sunday mornings are pretty good. Up till about lunch. Well, from probably 10 till 2 on a Sunday's pretty good. Saturdays are hit and miss, but and in the week, just message me. So I'm usually about. So if you do want to buy something and you select local pickup, I'll email you anyway to arrange a convenient time for us and stuff. So cool. I'm gonna get off, guys. Say plant orders going in next Monday, and that'll be delivered Friday. I'll probably put it in over the weekend, but that will be delivered the following Friday. And my other aquadit products, my foods and some of my liquids and stuff. So the water conditioners, the this sort of stuff. So that stuff's due in. I've put an order of that in as well, and obviously we've got breaks of other bits and pieces as well. So I'm running out of the massive tubs, but they've changed it, so you have to buy 6, and they're not cheap, these blooming things. So they've changed it, so you have to buy 6 at a time now, these 1 litre tubs. But the food's fantastic. I rate it. I really rate it. It's probably one of the best foods I've used. The wife likes aquarium for the house, but I've made her buy it. She wants to shovel it in. She can pay for it herself, so she buys aquarium. But I can't buy in trade aquarium fish food. I can't buy it in cheaper than some people sell it for. I just can't buy it cheaper than other people sell it for. So from a couple of different suppliers, and so I don't know if they might have better buying power to go and buy 50,000 tubs because they've got that sort of turnover. I haven't, so I have to sort of be limited to stuff that I can buy a few of and just have a few of something on the shelf. But right, I'm going to wrap that up, guys. Many thanks. I'm sure my cup of tea will be absolutely freezing now, but all in a good cause. Take care, everybody. Bye bye.